This is North Park, older urban area of San Diego. Really high density area, all the kind of struggles that inner city urban areas have had. There's a lot of traffic on the street. It's a main corridor, east-west, University Avenue. I've always wanted to have a arts and culture component to this neighborhood. I've lived here for 22 years, and I've been a vocal advocate for using arts and culture as a redevelopment tool or opportunity. So the idea was to put a gallery here. I'm also a teacher, educator, and, California, public schools, no more arts education. Hasn't been since, I guess I moved here, like 30 years ago, Prop 13, another story. So I feel strongly that art should be accessible. And so Art Produce Gallery is an opportunity for anybody walking by to have a sense of art in their own neighborhood. They don't have to go to a gallery downtown, go to a museum, get in a car, feel that kind of unwelcomeness that people that aren't used to going to art venues can feel, but just feel that this is part of their neighborhood, their world. They have everyday experience with the arts, and so it's great when people are installing. When people are in the gallery, they're as much on display as the work itself, and so kids, adults, folks will come in and check on the work, offer their advice. Do some free consulting, ask to help, ask what the fuck is this? What are you doing in here? You're building a what? You're burning what in this gallery? This is art? How's this art? What? And so it starts this conversation with folks, and that's what art is supposed to do. So that's really kind of the bottom line of what we're trying to do here. And consequently, it helps generate clientele for the other businesses here. People stop, they look, they come in, they buy a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, they have something to eat, they have a conversation. Now there's a meditation center in the back. So there's a farmer's market right here on this street on Thursdays. It's working out to continue to sort of bring in the kind of demographic and the kind of cultural sustainability that I think is important for a neighborhood.
Let me ask this question. So you've been in this space having exhibitions that are visible through the 14-foot glass windows in the front here. Cars driving by at night can see into it because it's the lighting is such that it just becomes this really strong image driving by. There's constant, we can hear the cars driving by right now. There's a bus stop right out front, a lot of urban activity. And the parking lot is on the other side of the building. And my interest, I'd love to hear the story about how you came upon the idea, how you discovered the idea, what brought you to the idea of transforming a parking lot into a sustainable garden area. And if you could talk about that, and you don't have to tell me a perfect linear story, but I'm really curious about how it came about.
Okay, well, I think there's probably many parts to it, but two main parts to it. One is the parking lot was just open when I got the building, and I kept it open. No fencing, no gating. So people used it for illegal, illicit, and pretty unsavory activities most of the time. And a few people used it to park. So part of my concern was a safety issue, actually. Creating a safe place for both the tenants here and for the neighbors. The neighborhood. Actually, the neighbors were sort of involved in a lot of illicit activities, but the other sort of idea was that I have something where I have to activate underutilized space. It just drives me crazy. I mean, particularly if it's mine and if it's around me. So, I mean, every inch of this building has some utility and some way to interact with it, and aesthetically, as much as, sort of a human engagement component. And the parking lot was just a dead, scary, ugly, smelly, literally smelly place. Those two components of wanting to create a safe place, and also a place that was utilized. I am a terribly reluctant business person. It's not my favorite thing, but it's helped generate the capacity for me to have my studio space here and to be able to work here and to be part of a neighborhood and part of a business district. So it's been this experiment in how to turn a privately owned space into a publicly engaged space. It's not a typical business model. I don't know that I've ever seen that happen, but I'm sure it will create an income stream soon. But that was not the original intent. The original intent with everything I do is to try something new and have a good time and be in a place that I like, and with people that I enjoy being with ideas that are interesting to me. I like to eat, I like to cook, I like to share food, and so that was kind of the idea. I want to create an environment that could be, visually, aesthetically interesting. Part of it will become a temporary sculpture garden, commission and curate sculptural pieces back there, temporary pieces and permanent pieces. It includes an area that is an outdoor classroom. It includes an area that can double as a performance space. People show up with shovels and wheelbarrows and are ready to work and don't really care about what the product is going to be afterwards. They just want to be in community, working together, working with each other, doing something productive and doing something that builds community.